uSports Central Adamville, that's Charles Ashley. Glad we can be here for you, and we'll talk APS Metro Tournament because that's what we're all about here in just a little bit, Charles. But first, I think here on 3 and Out, it's time to shift gears up to the college ranks, and let's talk about them Lobos. They got a trip now, continuing their trip. They just lost at Viejas at San Diego State. Tough game for them, but they're going to go play at Utah State, which is, yes, a tough place to play in Logan. The 2-1 Utah State. What are they? The
Aggies.
Utah. There we go. The Utah
Come
State
on,
Aggies.
Governor Martinez.
Yeah, that was bad. I'm sorry. Utah State Aggies 2-1. They just lost actually last night at Fresno State. They were 2.5-point favorites, but Fresno State's now won 2 in a row at home. 2 big ones in a row.
Wow.
The Mountain West is going to come down to teams that can win on the road.
Yep.
And not talking about the Lobos yet, I'm going to talk about Wyoming because they went up to Colorado State, and we know Colorado State's good, but we beat them at home, the Lobos did, pretty easily, but not at Colorado State. Well, Wyoming did just that. So Wyoming gets that first big road win, I think, in the Mountain West and goes up there and wins. So the Lobos got to keep pace. I think they got to get a win here at Utah State on Saturday.
Yeah, Wyoming going to Colorado State to Fort Collins, that is a rivalry game, 45 minutes away. They don't like each other. So going down there, getting a win like that on the road, as you mentioned, in the Mountain West Conference is a big-time win for them. Wyoming is the real deal. I'm starting to believe that they're going to be the front runner. So whoever wants to top them will have to go to Laramie and get that win because you know they're going to come down here and play tough. But in regards to the game going to Utah State for UNM, this is a Utah State team that's now going to be upset. You just lost to Fresno, who no one would have thought the way we witnessed them that they would beat anyone 2 times, let alone back-to-back wins.
What's going on right there?
Look at that. Look, this is the dude. Got the fro, got the high top, kid and play action.
Someone logically explain that to me.
What?
Logically.
What's wrong with his haircut?
It's out of control. That's what's wrong. That looked like a picture from Hey Arnold or something. Okay.
Who would even know what that cartoon is?
Come on, you don't know what Hey Arnold is?
Do you know who Kid and Play is?
Yeah, Kid and Play. All right.
No, not the dance that you do with your friends.
House Party. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Come on.
Street cred.
Come on.
Street cred.
Everyone loves that. All right.
Sweater. Street cred.
All right, I'm moving on here, Charles. All right, look, it is a big win or game for the Lobos. Continuing in the Mountain West, you saw UNLV. Your guys, I know you spent a lot of time in UNLV. Them Rebels lose at home to Nevada. That was an interesting toss-up. I think the Lobos can really put themselves in good position with just a split on this road trip. 3-1 in conference play, and I think they could settle down and things would be good. This young team, inexperienced team, rotation not found yet by Coach Neal. If they can grow up a little bit, find a road win, I think confidence for this will go a long way for young players or young starters or not starters, but players like Tim Jacobs is doing a great job. Sam Logwood's doing a great job. Devin Williams. These young guys need to learn how to win on the road in the Mountain West Conference.
Well, yeah, that's a part of maturing and growing up as a player, going on the road, getting the hard wins. You know you can win at home. And I think they're going to go to Logan. They're going to play really tough. They're going to play stifling defense. That's the one consistent thing they've been doing all year is that defense. I think they're going to do the same thing. Low-scoring game. I think the Lobos pull it out.
All right, let's move on here. 3 and Out. We both think that the Lobos are going to win in Utah State. A lot of that is just favoritism and bias towards our Lobos. APS Metro Tournament recap. We did go over that Cibola-Albuquerque game, but let's revisit it. That's where I want to start, Charles, is the final score 60-50 for the Cougars, that 10 seed. You got these guys losing in the first round of Rio Grande. Well, not only do they beat Rio Grande, they beat the Bulldogs. They're hot right now.
Yeah.
Now you look at the Final Four, and 3 of the 4 teams are from District 1 of 6A. So the Cibola Cougars with a fantastic when their guards if their guards can shoot like that, guys like Cameron Dixon, 16 points, Carpenter, the sophomore, with 11 points, they can be good because they have that high-low with Malik Liddell and Christian Cunningham on the inside.
Which is hard to stop, and you're right. We're talking about an if that so far the season has been Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. One game the guards will show up, one game they won't. Coach Rodriguez talked about it during the pregame when we were sitting there chatting with him and Garcia. Both of them blowing smoke at each other, talking about how not good the teams were going to be. But Cibola, if you're moving forward with Cibola, you're saying, yes, we got the high-low. Yes, our guards are stepping up. And if we can get that consistently, we can compete in that tough District 1. We'll see what happens, though, because they're playing a Rio Rancho team that arguably is the hottest team.
They're on fire right now.
On fire.
They're on fire. Well, and let's go to that. The Rio Rancho Rams do beat Hope Christian for the second time in a week. I'm going to keep mentioning because it's just you don't see it happen. You don't see a team beat a Coach Murphy-led team twice, let alone in 1 week. So 73-71, that was a come from behind win. They were losing going into the fourth quarter, the Rams. They're really proving their worth. Those are 2 highlight wins for them.
Yeah, Hope pretty much gave Rio Rancho life in this. They couldn't shoot the ball well. Rio Rancho got some momentum, pretty much a la the first time. Hope is controlling the game. Rio Rancho is cold. Then all of a sudden, Hope goes cold, and Rio Rancho goes on this burst of scoring. Same type of game last night. Wally Salado, whatever recipe he's brewing out there is working. He's going to keep doing it. 13 straight games with 70 or more points. That's Hobbs-ish, which is good.
The Rams improved their record to 10-3. Hope Christian drops just their third. They're 8-3 now on the season. 2 of them obviously being to the Rio Rancho Rams. So how about the West Mesa Mustangs going to Atrisco Heritage? So they were the higher seed. It's just how the tournament was located. And it is the Atrisco Heritage Jaguars that get the win. They pull it out, let it most of the way, but it was very tight. We expected it to be out of District 5, 6A. 61-58 the final. Coach Adrian Ortega doing what he does, and that's win. And I'll tell you what, Atrisco is kind of flying under the radar. They had that loss to Jaramillo Classic to Hope Christian. It was like a 15-point loss, and everyone dropped them after that.
Yeah.
And since then, they've been on fire.
Yeah, this is an Atrisco team that they're going to play hard. They went to the state championship game. They have a lot of fight. Everyone in District 5 are gritty teams. They're going to always fight to the end. Moving Lucero to point guard is really paying off. He had 25 points last night. Didn't hear much from Schreier and Wasana, but like you said, anything can happen. This is a district rivalry game. It was played at Atrisco. Big time win for Atrisco. I'm interested to see what they're going to do to stop Cleveland, who won last night.
Well, that's a great segue into the Cleveland Storm. The 1 seed defeat the 9 seed Valley. This was at Valley. It's their second time they've beat Valley in about a week and a half. 65-60 the final of that one. Cleveland Storm going to move on to play Atrisco. Very interesting matchup. This is a rematch of last year's quarterfinal at the Pit in the state championships, in which Atrisco upsetted the Cleveland Storm in that game. So I'm very interested to see how this one plays out.
So are they going to play spoiler again? But we were talking about it's hard to beat a Joe Coleman team twice. And Coleman, again, last night put that on display. The margin of victory a lot less than when the first time that they played.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, see who we like in the semifinals going into that championship day, which will be at the Pit. And yes, we will be there here on uSports Network, powered by Provia Networks. But keep it right here. You're watching uSports Central, baby.